I wanted to talk a little bit about mammograms. So this is dealing with any woman, I guess, could be a male too, that is aging, okay, and getting older. I've always been told that you should at least have your first mammogram by the age of 50. I I waited until after 50 because I've always had this little fear of, going, and I think that was because of all the stories I've heard about the images, getting the images done and how it's painful. I got my very first mammogram this year, okay? And on my very first mammogram, I was told that they saw something, and it was something there because I did get to see the image. And so that had me so worried. And then I had to do a follow-up where I go back in and get some more images done. And that appointment was set for a month or so away. I had to wait a month anyway, and some days before I could even get in to get these images done. So, of course, you're going to think about it the whole time. You're wondering what's going on, and I stay prayerful, stay prayed up, and I know God has me, but at the same time, there is that fear, just that not knowing. So let's fast forward. I went to my appointment, my follow-up appointment today, and okay, I go in. They only did images of the right breast because that's the one that they actually saw something. And okay, so I've already went in. I've had my images done. I'm sitting in the waiting room. I'm waiting because I may actually have to have a ultrasound done, okay? It just depending on what they see. So I'm sitting there and I'm waiting for them to examine or look at the images and see what the results is on that. While I'm doing that, there is another woman that's in the room, and there's either a nurse or a doctor that's talking to her, and she's telling her, ma'am, we're going to have to do, we see a mass. We're going to have to do a biopsy. So I'm sitting there, I'm listening to all of that while I'm waiting to hear my results. So just hearing all the conversation that's going on in the room right next to me, my anxiety, it just shoots up, okay? So now my anxiety is on the roof right now, and I'm waiting. So finally my name gets called. I go in, go to the back. She was like, okay, you can have a seat right over there. So I had a seat, and I looked at her, and she was like, you can calm down. You can calm down, okay? You are fine. Because she could see it all on my face that I'm like, say it, and she was like, oh, you're fine. And I'm like, thank you, Jesus. So thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. But, I made this video today because I want to say to all the females out there and women, make sure you're doing your yearly mammograms, because your life could be saved. You want to, if anything is going on with you, you want them to find it at a early stage. So I would say make sure you're getting your exams done. make sure you're doing even your little monthly exams at home, just checking your breasts and making sure that you don't feel anything abnormal going on. And if you do, you need to call your doctor. You need to make an appointment. You need to have a mammogram done. So just make sure you're keeping up with your little checks and stuff at home. And, just take care of yourself, because as we are getting older, there are things going on in the body and with the body, and it's like, Lord, what is happening? I mean, the joints and everything, you're starting to feel all these different pains and things going on with the body. Everything is changing. So just stay healthy. Make sure you do your yearly checkups. Just stay up on your health, ladies. To anyone out there that's facing breast cancer right now, I'm sending my love, my hope, my strength, and my prayers. You are not alone, and you are braver than you know.